I'm by the Woodburn Stadium on Stanleyford Road, just as it joins Attercliffe Road. I thought I'd take you from Attercliffe down to Tinsley on the Canal. I've already done Canal Basin to Attercliffe. I'll show you the features down here. I've got to wear the fish and chips off I've just eaten at the Fry Master at Attercliffe, and there's a short video on that. And what I'll do is, as I go down here, I'll show you the various features. It's right actually under the bridge. This looks like the tram bridge because I can see the tram wires above it. So here we are looking at a pedestrian bridge. Now this is modern architecture. Why we can't do more of this sort of thing, make things look a bit nice. There's quite a good flight of locks along here. I also pick up on the aqueduct in Darnell that I've already done once. So a bit of artwork on one of the bridges. It's nearly blown my head off having fish and chips on Attercliffe Road, but it's a bit more sheltered down the canal. Now what's coming to Attercliffe is something like 1,500 new net zero houses. Now Attercliffe's really needed some investment since the 1970s because there's hardly any footfall on Attercliffe Road, but I don't like this concept of what they're trying to do, trying to sort of gentrify the area. I personally think it'll end up ruining it. Well, I know it's in a bit of a disgraceful state at the moment, but it's got character. So here we've got a railway bridge, and I know that because it says it on the sign. But I don't know if you've heard about the new train service they're going to bring down to London. So instead of using the Midland line from Midland Station in Sheffield, it's going to go through Worksop and Retford and then pick up the East Coast line. So hopefully they can knock some time off it, and they could actually do with actually electrifying that bit of line from Sheffield to Retford, because then they'd get the same speed as Doncaster to London. It was an hour 40 last time I got on the train from Doncaster to London, and Sheffield's exactly the same distance if it cuts across to Retford. So they should be able to get the similar sort of times without massive upgrades to the Midland line. The sky's absolutely beautiful today. We're actually at the Tinsley Viaduct, but it's probably more like Attercliffe here. What I'll do is I'll just nip down these steps and show it you. I think this is Worksop Road just down here. Just take you through one of these tunnels. I have done this a little bit before. Oh, it's like a little dog in there. Oh no, it's rubbish. Thought that was a little dog for a minute. So that takes you down to where the Cocked Hat is. But you can see up here now, I think Brown Bailey's used to be up here, but they're building modern housing up here, which has got no issue with this. It actually looks quite nice as well, the houses. Got a bit of character. But a lot of this is run down industrial area. We get back onto the canal. So there's a view from the viaduct. So we're really walking through the heartlands of the industry, or what was industry in Sheffield. It looks like we've got some sort of canal basin here for tying up, I guess. You can see, and you can probably just hear the industry in the background. But what's so sad is that you get a cruiser that comes up and down here from the canal basin, but it's very rare you see any boats coming up and down here. And I mean, it's a big canal because it goes all the way through Rotherham. Just show you another view of that docking area. We've got another bridge. I'm guessing these are modern bridges, but I could be wrong. But they're all sort of tasteful, going really well with the canal. And I'll bang on a bit about we need to rebalance in industry or the service sector and get more industrial production back in the UK. Can't rely on the service sector for growth. And we need to get some great local industries back in Sheffield, clean, modern, efficient industries. And we need some help from the government with driving down energy costs. The net zero is going to bankrupt the country because it's not actually really clean energy, because they actually create more pollution with solar panels once they've stopped using them. I think there's a far more better way of producing cheaper energy than what we're doing with wind turbines and solar panels. My big one is, can't we split water H2O? And I think that's got to be the way forward, splitting the water. And it'd be dirt cheap, which is probably why they don't want to split water, because it'd be dirt cheap. So I think we're getting near the English Sports Institute. You can see probably the top of the building there. I never quite understand what that was for. Be nice to see, I mean, I like wall art. It'd be nice to see more actual wall art rather than graffiti. I think graffiti sounds like they're really the wrong signals. We can see the back of the Sports Institute up there. I can see quite clearly through the trees. This is an original bridge, definitely, because they don't build them like this anymore. We're actually starting to see, I think it's the Don Valley Arena. We've got the name right, where they hold the pop concerts. But my concern is if they gentrify all this area and drive industry out, we'll have nothing left in the UK. We've still got a bit of a beating heartbeat in Attercliffe, and it might be on life support machine, our industry, but it's still ticking away. So I can hear some industry here on Tinsley Park Road, Norton Cast Products. Like I said, there's still a beating heart. We need to make it beat a bit harder or a bit faster. You can see the arena, they call it the Utilia arena. I ain't got a clue what that is. I don't know if you can see it through the trees like me. Just see the super tram flying down there. The thing is, as you're walking from Sheffield to Attercliffe, they're actually putting a decent hard surface down. But round here it's a bit muddy. I've only got a flimsy pair of trainers on, but I'll go as far as I can. I never even thought about doing this till I'd had my fish and chips, and then I felt guilty not. You can see more of the arena writing now. So what's that all about? It's all about money. That's all anybody cares about nowadays, money. People, I mean those who are making all the big profits. So you've got a few signs here, different walks. So I think I know why that is over there. I think next is over there somewhere. Must be another super tram bridge. So guys just told me I've got to turn back on myself and go over this bridge because it's a dead end on the side I was on. So I'm just going to go over this bit of a bridge to the side. So another view of the arena there. To anybody out there feeling a bit isolated because we've become a very technocratic society where none of the institutions seem to care about us anymore. Well, this is all free. Get out and walk. I mean, I'm not even trying to talk to people today. Walking along the canal, I've already spoken to 2 people. We're all human beings and everybody's wanting to connect with other people. So if you're feeling a bit isolated, lonely, just get out to a beauty spot like this or anywhere. Recharge your batteries. So we just come round the corner and the canal sort of narrows here and then it just carries on, and I'll catch up when we get down to the Tinsley flight of locks. So just through the trees I can see the Hollywood Bowl here. With the back end of Cineworld now. Back in 2000 I used to be in Cineworld or Virgin Cinema every week. It used to be about £5 to get in. I don't know what it costs now, is it over a tenner or whatever? But they're just not producing the films anymore. So that's a much better view of something round here. Back of Cineworld, there's hardly anybody in car park. That's the place where you park using the tram, and just behind it you can see Sheffield Forge Masters. There's a massive new investment in the Forge Masters because the government's bought it out. The problem is it's for military purposes, which I'm not happy about. I'm sure there's a better way of all countries coming together without war. It's just the big military complexes make a lot of money out of war. It's coming up to the first lock, the Tinsley flight. I did look at actually having a canal boat instead of an house. Thought I'll downsize, and it wasn't as cheap as it looks having a canal boat. It's not so much buying the canal boat, which is certainly cheaper than buying a house. It's your recurring costs that you have. You've got to moor somewhere decent, and that costs quite a bit of money. Then you've got the charges to be on the canal and various other things. I mean, I think you can get a washing machine to go on a boat, but if you're having to dry clean, that's quite a large cost for dry cleaning as well, or going to a laundrette. They're not cheap, so it worked out quite expensive to actually have a canal boat. Looks so idyllic. I didn't actually realise there were so many boats around here. But behind there, I think you can see a massive warehouse. I can see it quite clearly, but whether you can on camera, and if I'm right, that's a pretty little thing. And it ain't pretty working there, I can assure you. I was working there for Christmas before they locked us down. But it looks very much like a pretty little thing. So this is lock number 3. Probably the most interesting part of the canal. It's extremely windy and I can't feel any wind anymore. It must be so sheltered from the wind round here. I can see where we are now. Got IKEA there. So that's lock number 4. So lock number 5 now. We can start to see Meadowhall. Back in 1979 I used to work at British Steel Rothermore doing my apprenticeship on Sheffield Road, and my bus used to stop right where that is. There used to be Hatfield's clock tower there, and even the guy who built Meadowhall said it was the worst decision he'd ever made. I don't think he realised how out of time it became. And really, what I think they should have done is Meadowhall should have been where the moor was in Sheffield, so that we've got an indoor shopping centre within the city centre and car parks around it. I think that's been the biggest mistake they've ever made. If you've ever been down to Peterborough, they've got the Queensgate Centre, and that's in their town centre. We've also got the outside part of the town centre, and it works much better. But I don't know what it's like nowadays, Peterborough, because I've heard some bad things about it, that it's like a lot of other town centres, it's struggling. But back in the 80s, Peterborough town centre was fantastic. I spent quite a bit of time down there when my sister was a nurse at the hospital. Things were built to last once. The latest developments in Sheffield, some have only been up 10-20 years and they're already having new fascias on them, which keeps somebody in money, doesn't it? So it's locked 7 and 8 just here. So what I'll do is I'll get up to Tinsley this time, and then at some other stage I'll park at Tinsley and I'll go further into Rotherham. So I think the South Yorkshire Navigational Canal goes through the centre of Rotherham's town centre, what's left of Rotherham's town centre. So as I've come into Tinsley, I've just noticed there's actually an hard surface down, not fantastic. Now down at Chesterfield, as you're going into Chesterfield, they're putting a surface down there, it's absolutely fantastic, their hard surface. So down here it looks like there's still quite a lot of industry. It's not being helped by Sheffield City Council, but it's still holding on. So you can see next at Tinsley. In a moment we'll be able to see the Tinsley Viaduct. So just here we've got Tinsley Trans Cafe, or what was once Tinsley Trans Cafe. I don't know if it shut down before it got burnt out, but what I'll do next time is I'll park just down here on the road and I'll walk into Rotherham and do the next section. But where you've got American Golf, back in the 80s when I was working at British Steel, that was the Plumpers pub. It shut down long before cheap booze, because I think it was the type of people that lived at Tinsley moved out, and a different type of people who don't drink socially, like in pubs, moved in. To even say what block this one is. think this is the main road bridge at Made War, but it doesn't sound very noisy. Yeah, it is. Main. So I expected to hear stuff on it. So we are coming under the Tinsley Viaduct. I'll carry on about here next time I do the video. But for many years they couldn't open the Tinsley Viaduct up fully because of some collapse. I think it was in Australia where they'd built a similar bridge and it had actually collapsed. So I think this was built in about 1968 or something like that. So I remember them building the motorway when I was either 2 or 4 year old, which would be 66 to 68, sometime around that. So here we are walking under the motorway, M1. Remember them actually digging it at Aston. Used to be massive earth movers. Surprising how long you can remember back when it's something important like that. Assuming this is River Don running down here. It's quite some engineering feat, but you can actually look at videos of them building it. There's somebody on YouTube's put a video when they were building this. But I think so much of it's probably been replaced to strengthen it over the years. Quite some feat. But the sad thing is, when I was coming back home from somewhere into Sheffield and I used to see the twin towers, they knocked them down. And we've never seen a replacement as far as I know. We're supposed to have a tin man, I think, or a steel man on the side of the hill at Winkerbank, and then they were going to put some feature in to replace the twin towers, and it's never happened. And how long have the twin towers been down? So I'll just get this one more feature in, and then what I'll do is I'll park up at Tinsley one day and do the next bit. So on Tinsley Lock 10 now. What I'm going to do is I think I'll walk back down the actual main road back to Attercliffe, see if I can find out anything interesting. But I don't know if that's Millgate, I don't know if that's more industry or not. But that's it today. I'll wrap it up. If you like my channel, subscribe to it, and I think there's also an option if you subscribe where you can also request notifications as well. So I hope you enjoyed the journey down South Yorkshire Canal. Over and out.